Please can we stand and welcome the Deputy President, Paul Mashatile.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Program Directors, Ms. Mututwani and Mr. Mashatile. Let me recognize Deputy Minister of our Department of International Relations and Cooperation, Alvin Bottas and Mrs. Bottas. And once again, happy birthday to Mrs. Bottas. Let me recognize our nominees who will be receiving the awards this evening. Recognize Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, High Commissioners, and also my brother, Ambassador Dango, who is also a recipient of Ubuntu Awards. I recognize all esteemed members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of Parliament, in particular the Chair of the Portfolio Committee on International Relations, Ntate Mahumapelu, Director General Baleni, DG Dango, and all government officials, business leaders who are here with us this evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Molweni riperile. Dumela. Most of us seated here are familiar with the ancient African term Ubuntu. This word recognizes that we are all bound together as humans, and that through selfless acts of doing good for others, we can create a better world. Individuals who selflessly dedicate themselves to the service of others without anticipating any form of compensation deserve the highest accolades and respect that humanity can bestow. As has become custom, we have gathered in this fashion again during the week of Parliament's opening to give recognition to our patriots who fly the South African flag high on the world great stages. These patriots represent our country positively in various disciplines through their good deeds, talent, hard work, and determination towards excellence. The Ubuntu Awards represent a gesture through which our government aims to encourage and promote active citizenry. We do so because we believe the world views South Africa through the deeds of its people. These are individuals who have selflessly dedicated their time and resources to promote South African interests and values on the global stage. They have elevated South Africa's stature worldwide through their participation in various disciplines ranging from sports, music, performing arts, philanthropy, and also good business practice. Compatriots, it is important to recognize people who have put in much effort to bring South Africa and its people recognition on the global stage. Through their deeds, we are able to draw more investments in our country, which also contribute to development. In addition to creating opportunities for growth and prosperity through their various efforts, these individuals' visions, leadership, entrepreneurial spirit inspire others to follow in their footsteps. In other words, the individuals we'll be honoring tonight, regardless of their field of expertise, serve as cultural ambassadors who represent a diverse tapestry of South African heritage and identity. We must not overlook ordinary people, the unsung heroes whose contributions are changing the world in their special ways. They represent the best of what South Africa has to offer. They embody the essence of what happens when we stand in solidarity and commitment to building a better nation for all. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of solidarity, it is proper that you have themed tonight's awards under the theme South Africa G20 Presidency, Solidarity, Equality, and Sustainability. I'm saying this because as a country, we have since December last year resumed the presidency of the G20. This is a significant step forward for both ourselves and the continent. The key question we should therefore ask ourselves during this period is, what does the G20 presidency mean for South Africa and the African continent? The South African leadership of the G20 presidency offers a real opportunity to further the interests of poorer countries. Our goals under the theme Solidarity, Equality, and Sustainability includes promoting more equality in international governance and elevating South Africa's development agenda in ways that are more meaningful. These values are the pillars upon which we can build a brighter, more inclusive future for all, not just in South Africa or Africa, but across the globe. Our goal at the G20 summit is to increase the focus on strengthening unity and ensuring no nation or individual is left behind in the global growth race. Mindful of the centrality of the United Nations agenda, South Africa is certainly that the G20 has a critical role to play in expediting the implementation of sustainable development goals. What we should be cognizant of is that the G20 presidency of South Africa is taking place at a time when the globe is confronted with significant challenges. These are challenges that include geopolitical tensions, economic inequality, climate change, humanitarian disasters, underdevelopment, inequality, poverty, hunger, and unemployment. South Africa will work with G20 countries and build partnerships in all sectors of society to harness the global community's desire and capacity to solve these problems. Our objective is to achieve rapid and inclusive economic development. This implies that we must also carry on what the President said during SONA on Thursday. He said, we need to restructure our economy and make it more inclusive. Through practicing Ubuntu or solidarity, we have the ability to build a future that is inclusive and that supports the interests of everyone. Solidarity serves as a cornerstone of our collective unity, fostering mutual support through adversity and honoring our differences. It is solidarity that played a crucial role in South Africa's struggle against apartheid and continues to be vital in addressing the ongoing issues of poverty, inequality, and injustice. At a time when solidarity is of the utmost importance, we have witnessed the unflinching commitment of our honourees to promote unity and cooperation, making certain that no one is left behind. Your dedication to promoting equitable and inclusive practice is a beacon of hope for a future where every person is treated with dignity and respect. Your exceptional effort towards sustainability serve as a positive example for future generations, emphasizing the need to protect the planet and ensure a better tomorrow. Collectively, the principles of solidarity, equality, and sustainability have the potential to lead us to a future that is more compassionate, equitable, and sustainable. Compatriots, we should also use this moment to remember the deceased troops who were part of a mission to restore peace in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. As President Cyril Ramaphosa said in the State of the Nation address in Parliament on Thursday, and I quote, "They lost their lives in defense of the Congolese people's fundamental rights to live in peace and security. As a nation, we must honor these selfless fallen heroes who sacrificed their lives for peace. South Africa remains steadfast in its commitment to bringing peace to Africa and putting an end to violence, both on the continent and in the rest of the world. We will never abandon the idea of the Freedom Charter, which states that there shall be peace and friendship, the fostering of peaceful ties with other countries, and self-determination for all Africa's people. Indeed, South Africa shall strive to maintain world peace and the settlement of all international disputes through negotiations, not war. In the year that we celebrate 70 years of the Freedom Charter, we can boldly appreciate that it was instructive, specifically in this context, as it continues to guide us through the proclamation that says the following: "Peace and friendship amongst all our people shall be secured by upholding the equal rights, opportunities, and status of all." With this in mind, let us work hand in hand across borders and boundaries to build a world where every person is empowered to reach their full potential and where our world is peace secure for generations to come. Promoting human rights, peace and friendship, and strengthening fair trade and investment ties with other countries remains the key pillar of our foreign policy. International relations work, whether in conflict resolution or diplomacy, is not just the responsibility of government. It also demands public input and engagement. We all have a role to play in global affairs. And true to the essence of what makes us who we are as a nation, we should always be vigilant and never look the other way. As I conclude, let me emphasize that South Africa is a diversified fabric of tremendously bright individuals who are sincerely devoted to their professions, and many have made this country very proud. This includes our economic policy, diplomacy envoys, who are playing an increasingly vital role and prominent one in boosting economic growth. In this regard, I welcome and support Agri-SA's recent statement that our country is a stable constitutional democracy, that no land is being confiscated in South Africa, and that no white South Africans are being chased away from their land. As a matter of fact, we are working together to build a capable developmental state that will benefit all who live in South Africa. Hence, we must reward enterprises that have helped to build South Africa's reputation as an attractive business and investment destination. These are businesses that create jobs and strengthen South Africa's global trade footprint. These are the artists whose work bridges cultural divides, the young innovators who demonstrates all the time that South Africa is a land of talent and possibilities. It is also the humanitarian extending a hand to those in need, demonstrating that we are truly a country of Ubuntu. In this regard, I wish to take this opportunity to congratulate all nominees and winners that are being recognized tonight. In my eyes, you are all winners, and you are all deserving of this honor and acknowledgement. Your selfless deeds on behalf of our country have not gone unnoticed. Compatriots, in recognizing and celebrating the achievements of these outstanding individuals, we not only honor their dedication and commitment, but also inspire others to emulate them. While we only recognize a few individuals today, we are aware that thousands of people around the country have represented South Africa in a range of activities over the last year, including in research, education, training, sports, arts and culture, business, and corporate affairs. Together we can amplify the voice of South Africa on the global stage, promoting a message of inclusivity, diversity, and progress. Let us commit ourselves to the ideals of Ubuntu, not just in words, but in action. Let us strive to build a South Africa that belongs to all who live in it, black and white. In the same vein, let us continue to support and uplift our industry leaders, eminent personalities, and ordinary citizens who embody the best of South African values and contributing to building a brighter, more prosperous future for all. Once again, I wish all the nominees the very best this evening. I thank you, Bayadanki, Ndioleboa, Akensa, Inko.
Well, that was the Deputy President, Paul Mashatile. They're speaking at the Ubuntu Awards. These are put together by the Department of International Relations and Cooperation. They host them annually. They're happening at the ICC in Cape Town. And these awards are held following the opening of Parliament as well as the State of the Nation address. They bring together leaders from various sectors, including business, civil society, representatives, cabinet members and prominent figures, as well as heads of diplomatic missions accredited to South Africa. And this year's event, as we heard from the Deputy President, is held under the theme Solidarity, Equality and Sustainability.